So today I'm going to show you how I make my mother-in-law's spinach stew, but plant-based style. Is it possible to make a rich, flavorful stew without adding a lot of salt, oil, or meat? That's today's challenge. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I made this traditional Ghanaian stew without any meat, without a lot of salt, and so much so that my husband actually liked it. And I also talk about why I'm using the ingredients that I use, specifically the tomatoes, and one secret ingredient that I think took it over the top. But before we get to that, I got to give you a little bit of context. Okay, so technically, I've been trying to do this stew for 11 years, y'all. 11, yes, I said 11 years. Since we've been married, I've tried making this stew for my husband, and that was when I was still cooking with meat and I was still struggling. No matter how many times I tried it, it wasn't that it was bad, it just wasn't that very good. And then even when I thought it was good, it didn't really compare to his mom. My husband's from Ghana. His mom can cook. She uses a lot of beautiful flavors, and she actually taught me a lot about the different spices that I tend to use in my cooking now, like ginger, garlic, turmeric. She actually helped me learn how to use those fresh ingredients to add so much flavor. Like even this Ghana hot pepper, I use that because it's something that she has put me on. Now my goal is for it to not take you 11 years to be able to make something just as flavorful. It's actually very simple. I think back then I didn't really understand how what helps you make meals taste really good is how you build the flavors, and that's true whether you use meat or not. So in this instance, what I'm really focusing on is how to get all my aromatics. So those are the things that smell very good. So it'll be your garlic, sometimes ginger or turmeric. In this specific recipe, I use my red onions. I'm also blooming my ginger, I'm also blooming garlic. I'm also cooking down the curry powder, which has the turmeric powder. So yes, that helps with inflammation, which is really important for the health part of things. But from a flavor side of things, it actually activates it and makes the flavors come out even more. Now, the first secret ingredient is tofu. Extra firm tofu, that's extremely important. I'll talk a little bit more about why I added that. The second ingredient is actually this. I know it's not something that we typically use, especially me growing up. I didn't use a lot of this. It's actually seaweed. Now, traditionally, when my mother-in-law makes this dish, she uses mackerel or even canned salmon. And because I'm plant-based, I'm not going to use that. So I use the seaweed because it gives kind of that fishy kind of resemblance, that taste without the meat. Also, get a lot of iodine from that. And then I add even more seasoning. And this is salt-free seasoning. That's super important because unfortunately, a lot of those all-purpose seasonings, they hide salt in the powder. So try to stick with ones that don't have a lot of salt in them. And then earlier I had microwaved some frozen spinach. So I add that in for my greens. These are low sugar, no sugar added baked beans. Another addition of protein to the mix. It's a slight bit of sweetness. Now the reason I use the tofu is that in the way that my mother-in-law makes it, she actually uses eggs. I think traditionally they use melon seed. That gives it those white flecks that you see. Can't tell it's tofu, I promise, but it's such a quick way to get your protein in and add a little bit of texture to the stew. So if you think about it, you got your protein, you got your veggies, you got a ton of flavor from the seasons that we use, the seaweed that we've used, from the baked beans. Now, if you do want a little bit more sweetness, if you can manage it, I love putting plantains on the side, but all together it makes, oh man, such an amazing dish. Now, what I have to do is call my mother-in-law because she's the reason why I finally figured out this dish after 11 years in the making. Let me let y'all see what she says. All right, so I got you one. I'm gonna show you. Wait, first say hi.
Hi.
All right, so here are the two plates. Here's the first plate, then here's the second plate. Okay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yay! I'm gonna put you in the video so people can hear that I got the thumbs up of approval from you. Thanks, Ma. I appreciate it. And guess who just got home? Yep, he just walked in. Now, the real moment of truth is my husband trying this. Y'all, I wish he wasn't so shy, didn't like being in front of the camera because you could have saw him say this, but listen, this is the aftermath. After he told me what he thought about the dish, this is what happened. Ma, guess what your son just said? He said, "Did you make this?" I said, "Yeah." "Why?" He said, "It tastes like my mom's." I ran to the front room, to the door, came back. I asked him if I could record this. Recorded him saying that, like that he said, "I have my camera right here. I'm letting you know it's gonna go on YouTube so the world can know that I made one dish that to him tastes like his mommy's, that who can cook."
Full Ghanaian.
I'm the full. I know, that's what I said. I said I feel like I've graduated. Like, what? You look at his plate. He's done. People aren't gonna believe me. All they see is his elbow. He does not want to be on the camera. I wish he liked being on the camera, so it would give me so much more credibility. All they see is a little blue shirt and an arm. Okay, sure, he likes it. So I guess the answer is yes. You can make something that's healthy, that's good for you. It could be food as medicine, but tastes really good too. If you're interested in more recipes like this, make sure you check the link below. I have 7 of my favorite plant-based recipes for free, and also the recipe to this and the instructions are in the description. Y'all take care.